Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Roundtable. With me is Gorilla's Random Thoughts and Admiral Teague. How you guys doing?
Well, unlike my coworker, I'm not in jail.
I'm going to make a bold prediction in news and events that will happen in the next 35 weeks.
All right.
Joanne Maxwell will testify, clear Trump, be pardoned, and no one will believe it.
Joy Maxwell.
I'm telling you, that's my prediction. Let's give it 1 year. How about that? 1 year from now, by 1 year from now, Joanne Maxwell will have been pardoned, testify in front of Congress. She will clear Trump, and everyone will not believe it anyway, because that's just the way the world is. But that's what I believe we're headed towards the next 52 weeks. I believe that will happen. I'm not saying it's good, and I do not endorse it. I just feel like that's what's going to happen.
Well, you won't have to wait 1 year. From what I saw, Schumer
Was she pardoned earlier?
No, Schumer just invoked some obscure rule to quote unquote force the DOJ to release all Epstein files and just say he got 40 chest and he's going to look real bad in about a week.
I'm waiting for a lot of things. It's going to be a great day in about a week when that happens. But that's my prediction. I think that she'll get pardoned, and then she'll testify in front of Congress and pardon Trump, will clear Trump, and no one will believe it, and the investigation will continue to intensify. The investigation will go on long past the point where we're all dead too. By the way.
Hey, I got a question though that's not related to that though. If someone reports it's true, how long does YouTube usually take to act on that?
It can take quite a while.
What kind of reports?
We got another.
I don't know. Some team of Forrest Gump just put in a comment section reporting. But I can put it back. Well, have fun with that. Tell me how it goes.
What will you even report? What did we say?
I'm thinking he only listened to 5 minutes there when we read.
We made a prediction of our opinions.
No, well,
we didn't. We made sure to say we didn't support it.
No, I'll put in the private chat, and unless you wants me just to say what was put in the chat.
Yeah, it's good. Out.
Yeah, Teague put or not Teague. FKC 2005 put in the chat that on this week's episode of The Waltons, Grandma and Grandpa take turns sucking off a horse.
Yeah, they're not going to.
Oh God!
On that. Did YouTube actually give you the strike off of the report?
No, nothing. Everything's still visible.
This happened moments ago. I think is what he's saying.
You're good.
No, this happened a couple days ago, but they haven't done anything.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah, YouTube looked at it.
I mean,
or the AI bot looked at it and said,
I was
"Okay, fuck this guy."
If there's like a questionable moment where you feel iffy, like YouTube, you feel like YouTube also felt iffy. The live stream's over. Like, how archival is it? Delete it or just snip anything questionable. The edit feature's real. Just do it.
Yeah. No, they didn't do nothing with it.
Hi, Dan.
We've crossed the line a couple times, but nothing that they take it down.
Hey, T.
Yeah, just something that the FBI may be interested in a couple of Canadians for.
Oh my God, all the times I've joked about going to NFL headquarters to talk to Roger Goodell. I mean, that would have been very controversial the other day, sirs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think he was targeting NFL. I think that's just an excuse there. And hey, Captain Phantom Nerd.
Hey, Captain. Long time no see.
Hi, Cap. The NFL is his stated intent as per the note, if you want to believe it or not. I don't know.
Personally,
you don't have to believe the note. I could see how the someone angry and dumb.
Yeah, but he never wasn't part of the NFL there. He only played high school football, and all the people who were shot were either security and an officer and Blackstone employees.
Look, they said he just got on the someone from the NFL was among the victims, and also he got into the wrong elevator and got off at the wrong floor.
Oh.
In skyscrapers, they have odd floor, even floor elevators to keep people from getting jammed up on the same elevator forever, or you'd never get anywhere. They also have like express elevators. So here's the thing: IDS Tower is the biggest building you've probably seen, and that is like 1/3 the size of what we have here. So like the bank of elevators probably blew his mind. He was an ex high school football player who they said was a good high school football player, but he'd been hanging out in Vegas as a security guard at the casinos. So he's probably just feeling cheated. Probably saw some NFL guys living the life, blame something that wasn't true on people who weren't responsible, and went to the NFL headquarters. He made it to the NFL headquarters before they stopped him.
Yeah, if he worked security in Vegas, he didn't just work security in Vegas.
He grew up in like Nevada. He was like a high school football player. Like I think he was just like there are still people who just walk around on the floor like removing drunks, like entry level.
Yeah.
He was still only 27, and by the way, he appeared white.
Yeah, so say
I
you
heard.
work security in Vegas, we all know who you actually work for. Works for the same guy who runs the docks in your town.
Oh, I mean, yes. Is it a job where the mob has like approval of, like it has control of the casino? Yes. Are they into the hiring? Just don't know. They might be skimming his pension fund, but I don't know if they're actually being like, no, you can't hire that guy. Because, I mean, I would point out the mafia is notoriously istophobic, and that guy was, he only appeared white. They gave him a job, you know what I mean?
Well,
Am I sure?
once
Did he
again-
appear white? No, I'm saying I'm sure it said that in the paper, though. He did not appear
Yeah,
white, although I will say this. I give them
He
credit for
appeared
just
like an NFL player, I'll say that much.
You know what? Walking as he was in the picture I saw, he was a little bit silhouetted by the sun. I'm going to just call that like abundance of caution. I mean, I don't think they were trying to say anything. I think they couldn't tell. I think it was just a bad call, Ripley. It was just a bad call.
Hello, the Drew. And 15 again, and
Hello there, the Drew.
And welcome,
Hey,
Ricky Sickle.
Speaking of which, if Germ wants to get, hey Ricky. Speaking of which, if Germ wants to get into a little political topic, there's a rumor going on YouTube that one of the squad members is their supporters are getting arrested, and that they may get removed pretty soon.
Where
Oh,
did
I
you
didn't
hear
see
this?
that.
Where did you hear this?
my dreams,
Yeah.
I could just
No,
Hold
from
on, guys. The FBI is at the door. They want to talk to me about my contribution to AOC. All I gave it was 6 stiff inches, guys.
Oh, I didn't know you were into the gals that look like guys.
No, but
Huh?
this rumor
And
She's
are we
Latino,
being-
right?
we're
Isn't
we're
she
being
just Puerto
generous.
Rican?
trying to look up this YouTube guy if I'm able to spell his name right.
let's be a little bit more realistic than 6
she's
inches,
Puerto Rican,
Steve.
isn't she?
Yeah, that's questionable.
The last time I checked, she was Puerto Rican.
Uh-oh. Nancy Pelosi had a meltdown on CNN.
Grandma didn't get her box of wine.
Define,
No,
I mean, define
he asked-
meltdown, like Section 31 level insane old lady.
He asked her on he brought up insider trading, and she goes, "Why do you need to read that? That's not what we agreed to come and talk about."
Oddly enough, the reason why AOC got her seat in the first place was running against Pelosi for being an inside trader. And then she betrayed the people of Queens by betraying her oath not to fall in line with Pelosi by doing it like pretty much right away.
Yeah, quadrupling your net worth in a single quarter kind of does that for you.
I don't know. What, Pelosi? Yeah, it's true.
Oh no, when she got
We
into
all
office-
know that inside
Well, there
trader
might-
thing was passed because of her blatant. She was the most blatant one.
Go ahead, Dan.
I did send you a link in the private chat for the YouTuber I'm talking about for the video he did on one of the squad members.
Let's see what this guy
Aren't
has
there
to
like
say.
6 of them now? Which one is it? Which is it? One of the
Like
good-looking
6 to
ones?
10 or
Is it one of the good-looking ones, or I don't want to? I don't care if it's not one of the hot ones. Like, I used to care what Ilhan Omar thought because I wanted to show respect for Gorilla's part of the country. I know she represents like Minnesota, I think. So like,
Hey, wait,
I
oh,
wanted,
it's Omar.
is it? See, I used to respect her looks, but then I found out she was married to her brother, so that sort of gave her an ick factor to me. I don't think she's hot anymore.
Hey,
But I never liked her ideas.
Hey, on behalf of the Minnesotans who aren't retarded, we
Right.
apologize for Omar.
I'll tell you what, we'll trade you Omar for Schumer and Retad to be named later.
No,
I'm not sure who this Dr. Stone Turley is, though.
Sir?
That's a video
he-
that Dan sent me.
Well, for what he says, he's a political pundit on the conservative side of the spectrum.
All bad things about
hell?
Ilhan Omar are true. End of story.
I'm willing to buy him. Quite frankly, all you have to tell me is the whole refugee thing, and I'm willing to buy pretty much anything you say about her.
There are reports swirling around the corners of the internet of Ilhan Omar selling heroin near a grammar school. Is it true? We don't know. But how come she hasn't denied it? How come she hasn't denied it?
Hey, Mikey.
told someone to go fuck themselves. She's walking when he started to ask her a question.
Yeah.
Who,
She also
AOC
said
or Omar? Omar would, yeah.
Somalia, not a representative of the people of Minnesota.
Well, I mean, that's been known. She ran on that. She's been open about that one.
And they hate her.
What are you talking about? They voted her in like 5 times. This is like term number 4 for her. Yeah, she's so hated.
Yeah.
She's only been reelected 3 times. They really hate her, Dan. I want to be that hated, bro.
Well, Americans hate her, but the population of her
Her
district happens to be majority Somali. Hey, FKA.
Well, unless they're citizens, they can't vote, right?
No.
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, you try stop. There's what election security do we have?
Yeah, you have a quote unquote volunteer who might as well probably ends up being Somali themselves, saying, "Oh yeah, fine. Oh,
Yeah,
this
when
guy
I go-
voted for their
when I
opposed."
go
Doesn't
in
your
there-
state have a volunteer, unpaid, part-time governor?
No, we got Timu Elmer Fudd.
And he gets $350,000.
Who's your mayor? I mean, who's your governor?
Timu Elmer Fudd.
Timmy Boy. You remember him
Yeah.
from the election?
Tampon Tim.
Wait, who's Timmy Boy from the election?
Tampon Tim. Tim Walz.
Oh yeah, wait, he was in the running until Trump picked Vance, right?
No, he was Kamala's little what do you
Oh
call
God!
What,
Oh
what
God!
do you call himself?
That's the president of Minnesota.
Yep,
What
that's
he
the
got-
guy
he-
they...
what
He's
he-
president of Minnesota. That guy.
Yeah, the one that said he was a token white boy there for Kamala. He literally said that.
What
He's a token white boy.
yeah, like I said, you have a volunteer, part-time, unpaid governor. Oh my God!
If only he was unpaid.
It took me. That guy is so unmemorable until you remember him, and then you just have to laugh at how dumb he was. Oh my God! Oh my God! The show he put on, it was like Trump picked him. That's how effective of a Trump ad that guy was. Yeah, congratulations,
Hey,
sir.
Thanks. Yeah, gross is slow but steady. The way it's going, I should be at about 1,000 by the end of the year. So everything's looking on course.
Congratulations, sir.
Just need to get those watch hours up.
Tell me, Germ, should we buy you a bottle of champagne to crack open with you when you reach that 1,000 mark?
We should buy him a bottle of real pain.
Hey, if I could resell it, I'll take whatever. Because Germ needs money.
So, Jerm, so can you handle any form of alcohol, or are you somewhat off limits to that due to what's going on with you?
Because of what's going on with me, I should not drink. And besides that, I haven't even touched any alcohol since 2014, 2015.
Yeah, I haven't touched any alcohol for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, Gorilla forgot
Ricky,
to make a drug
I'm with
run to the
go ahead.
store before the stream, so he's
I'm with
unfortunately
Ricky on
sober for the rest of
Hypnotoad.
the night. Oh,
You're
yeah,
right
all
about
glory to
Hypnotoad,
Hypnotoad.
Ricky. All power to the engines and all
Yeah,
glory to Hypnotoad.
And hey, Mikey.
Yeah, Tim, what the fuck, Waltz?
They'll learn, sirs, when the Jets go to Minnesota and beat up on the Vikings.
Now I'm gonna laugh if it's like a 40-6 game.
Let's not be so fast. Not like the Minnesota Vikings aren't above taking a bribe.
They also have our old quarterback, sir, and he's terrible.
Oh, no, we have your old quarterback now.
You have Zach Wilson now? He's terrible, sir.
No, we got Sam Darnold.
There's so many they come and go. I can't even keep them straight. I don't know who else.
We paid him 12. What is it? $14 million a year?
Dude, that's extraordinary. I just want to say, congratulations to our new QB. I don't know his name, but I heard 13 seasons, 13 straight championships, 13 straight MVPs in the prison league, and that his debt to society is now paid. Apparently, there is justifiable manslaughter. The London Jets may actually win a game since they are out of Jersey. They do lose more at home than any other team, but that's because they have a lot of collapses. They for whatever reason, if they're coming off a good year, they get destroyed in the next season because for whatever reason the NFL loves this one. Week off Thursday, Sunday, week off Thursday, Sunday, and then Monday, Sunday, Thursday week off with the Jets. So the whole season tends to blow up in about 3 weeks. They do that to us all the time. It's Monday, Sunday, Thursday, bye week, and by the time we come back, there's nothing to play for. That has happened about 5 times in 7 seasons.
Yeah, it seems a bit screwy.
I will ask this of you guys, since you're all Star Trek fans. Have any of you seen the new Star Trek Starfleet Academy trailer that came out a few days ago?
Yeah, it's a joke. I mean, I haven't watched much of it. I bet you they didn't have the intelligence to link the Doctor character to the Doctor from Living Witness, which would have worked and probably helped explain why he's not going to be de-aged, because he won't. He's going to be a very old hologram. I don't know why. He'll say something really dumb and flip right away. What I saw of it was stupid. I think every single second of it has been released. There is no more. They're overrepresenting how much they have. And it's just a bunch of lies, sirs.
I tend to agree in most parts. I couldn't make it through the whole thing. I turned it off after about 3 seconds.
Yeah, I made it about what is it, about 100 seconds. I made it 80 seconds. It was even though I had 10 seconds left to just the production company credits, I was enough. It looks like Drek. And I think that this week will be the last time that we ever review Strange New Worlds. And the Strange New Worlds panel will become the Landman panel.
Thank God. I don't think I can survive another 7 weeks of that shit.
Fuck that show.
I will say this for the Star Trek, the Starfleet Academy trailer. I was indifferent and somewhat numb to it. I was.
The chances of that show happening are so low They're below 50-50 and going down every week. And the Ellisons are taking control. What you're going to see now is they're releasing everything they can. This has worked a couple of times for the people over at Kurtzilla's. What you do is when the company's in turmoil, you crank up production to do unauthorized Star Trek. Then you announce that you have a bunch of stuff that's totally finished. You get the company to confirm it. Then you drop the boom on the company, tell them actually nothing's really done. You need all the money right now. Because for reshoots, you pretend that like you had something in the first place. I'm convinced the reshoots are now the primary shoot on Star Trek Star Trek Strange New Worlds. And it will be on Star Trek Academy, a show that canonizes decanonized characters. How much stupider can you get?
Yeah, this
And I will
Star
say
Trek
this.
Academy, this is their last big push. This is his
Yeah,
last
and-
pour. He's going to say, I have enough. I have enough. We can't just throw away all this. I need X amount of dollars to finish off this season. Then I'll go away. And he's going to try
Oh my
to push
God.
that number as high as possible and just run away with as much cash as he can.
I think you're really close, but I think that the show is a bottle full of gasoline with a burning rag in it, and he's like, "I'll throw this at Star Trek if you don't pay me off now. I want more than my buyout." Because now the buyout is like so much less than a movie, and he got allegedly his movie.
Yeah, he's getting his buyout.
Well, or better yet, why don't we put it on a poll on Gorilla Channel and like have Gorilla do a poll saying, "Okay, if you give me $50 by then in today, I'll do the Starfleet Academy watch party reviews," because Gorilla is that cheap.
I mean, good luck talking to fucking nobody. If I can't get an audience for that, nobody can. If I can't get an audience for it, no one can. Let me tell you something. As far as New Trek, independent, non-fake channels, and I'm not saying that there aren't others, but I'm number one. No one touches me. I have the biggest New Trek numbers, and I can't get any excitement going about it. If I can't do it, nobody can. I'm declaring it dead, and we're moving on to Landman after this week.
Yeah. It'll be probably 10 minutes of lip service, and then let's go into rehab with Landman.
Well, I think what we're going to do is we'll be watching. We'll try to get the panel together to watch Landman first, right? And get ready for what will happen is if we do all 10 episodes, we'll have 2 or 3 weeks off before season 2 of Landman starts. So I think it'll be very nice to bring us all up to speed. And if people because I think weeks 1 and week 2 more than week 1. It really is just people like listening to us hang out and talk. If we had a better topic, more people would listen. Star Trek Strange New Worlds is actually a disincentive to listen to watch my show at this point. My show is more appealing than Star Trek Strange New Worlds.
Strange New Worlds is a disincentive to life, not just your show.
And they'll come out with an episode encouraging people to do stuff like that. They're the most irresponsible people on television. And watch this Starfleet Academy show. This Starfleet Academy show is absolute extortion. We're going to have an Alex Kurtzman fucking children's show? Think of who we're talking about here.
I wouldn't really call them children. I think it'd be more of a young adult thing.
Yeah, they're basically soap opera writers writing for so-called sci-fi stuff that can't get any gig at all.
Every single one of these young adults is going to say, and by the way, they changed it to young adults. I saw some of the cast. You're right. It was supposed to be children. It was supposed to be child actors. Kurtzman at least said that much. I mean, he lies all the time, but he said that much.
Yeah, but I think after that, we won't have to worry about any of this new Trek stuff for quite a long while. They're just going to bury the franchise for like 5 years, and then they'll see what they're going to do with it.
Seasons 4 and 5 of Strange New Worlds will be boiled down into one movie, maybe a 2-parter. There's not much there anyway, I'm sure. I'm sure there's not much there.
I will say this. Some new Star Wars content is coming up, and I am not interested at all to any of that new shit. I think Ahsoka Season 2 came out, or it did not. I don't know, but
not yet.
Honestly, what the damn.
people still are enjoying pointing and laughing at the garbage fire at Disney. With Star Trek, the garbage fire started about 6 years earlier, so it's completely out now. That would say Star Wars being 3 times bigger. I predict that Star Wars still has about 15 years of dying an ugly death left before it gets to the point Star Trek is at.
Well,
Don't get me wrong, they're turning people off left and right, but they're falling from a much higher place.
I've heard that technically Ahsoka season 2, last I heard, is still quote unquote in production.
They're
But
going
it's
to
been
make
a
it. They have to.
Star Wars has a news blackout since the end of Andor season 2.
Right.
Nothing official has
although there
happened
was
anywhere.
San Diego Comic-Con news about Star Wars yesterday. George was out there on a panel. He couldn't have been too interesting because it didn't break. Nobody's made videos of any one thing he said, and he looked like the world's most miserable fucking guy sitting up there. I didn't watch it. He looked miserable and he needed a haircut really bad.
He wasn't talking about anything Disney related.
He looked miserable and he needed a haircut really bad, and he's super skinny. I think he's like maybe kind of getting up there and looks like shit. What can I tell you?
Say he'll be with
I will say
Ozzy
this.
soon.
I will say this. For you guys, Star Trek ended, most fans would say 2005. For me, the beginning of the end for Star Wars, I think I said this before already on your guys' channel, so I'll say it again. It was The Force Awakens. First time I seen that, I had mixed feelings about that, but then the more and more I thought about it, and as the years went by, I had come to hate that movie since it's a reboot of A New Hope.
You're right. I went into that movie expecting it to be far worse than it was, though. Germ can tell you, JJ's last movie before that was much worse than Force Awakens, although Force Awakens is a huge turd. A huge turd.
Yeah, I got Force Awakens wasn't too bad compared to the other two.
His Star Trek movies were despicable.
Yeah. The Star Trek, forget about that. I think he may have had something with the Force Awakens, but then the studio came and we want the story to be about Rey.
Nah, I mean, the story being about Rey didn't make all those plot conveniences, though.
He filled in the plot conveniences, but JJ spent a year talking with George Lucas and essentially just copying his ideas. He basically took a script from George and was filling in plot points.
It was much like one of my
comes in and says, "Yeah, we know this is George's idea, not yours. We want to make a few changes."
Yeah, the boom, A New Hope 2.0. Now I come to hate The Force Awakens.
Yeah. Because that's the key with JJ. None of his stories originates with him. He gets someone to start spinning a yarn to him while he's writing down plot points.
At the point he did Force Awakens, he had backed off directing, and his shows were written by Alex Kurtzman. The movie was written by, I think Chris Terrio, Alex Kurtzman was part of the writer group. The people who write Rings of Power are part of the writer group, and the people who write Star Trek Discovery are part of it. So that's where he got that story from. And then he polished it off. But I mean, they're the ones who did all the subverting and feministic shit and all the shade getting thrown on the Millennium Falcon and other stuff like that. And I mean, JJ he has not written a good story. That movie is exactly what the South Park guys say shouldn't be. This happens, and this happens, and this happens, and this happens. Pub was supposed to die, but he was good improvising on the set, so we go through 2 more movies with this character who has no role.
Well, none of them really have a role.
She has one, but I mean, they all service her. The thing is, with him, there was potential there, you know what I mean? There was some potential there. And if they played things right after that opening battle in the second sequel movie, if they play things right, and by that I mean don't have Space Leia, and don't fucking attack Poe for saving the whole fleet. Like that reverse logic and musical cue telling you that he's wrong. It's like, first of all, he gave no order, and second of all, if he hadn't done that, they all die.
No, to have Admiral Purple Hair be more reasonable and don't be such a tight-lipped, uptight, high-ranking officer and actually tell Poe part of the plan so he doesn't mutiny against her. And there you go.
It's hard to say. Does that movie's time frame make sense? Because he leaves but goes back to them. At the same time, they seem to be running away for about a day, but what happens on that island seems to take a couple of days, and it's supposedly a couple of days away, but the movie picks up moments after the other movie ended. There's no need for a crawl.
The Last Jedi, its timeline is muddled at best. I mean, you could say it takes place.
It is the exact moment that Force Awakens ends, because they are executing the orders from Snoke in Force Awakens.
Yeah, but my point is that the timeline throughout the movie, if you want to go at best, probably a week or two, at worst just a few days, and that's me being generous on the timeline on the period of time that takes place in The Last Jedi.
Jakku seems that long, but if it went on for like 5 days, being chased with Holdo.
Yeah, it doesn't really sync up.
It's
It's so bad it doesn't really matter.
Her crazy kamikaze fucking plan that she won't tell anybody is unimportant to be told to anybody, because there's no defense against it. And nobody's, obviously, it's like some kind of world-shattering idea, but, here's a crazy fucking idea. How about this, Germ? We take the Tantive 4, we turn on the star drive, and we send it right at the Death Star. That should be enough to lay it up for a few weeks, right? Maybe take out a quarter of it? Jesus.
Yeah, that doesn't work in any type of iteration of Star Wars.
We hotwire a droid, and we just send 30 X-wings with their hyperdrives on right into the why even send the pilots?
They've actually tried kamikaze stuff like that in Star Wars comics. They have very good artwork of the big capital ships bouncing off Super Star Destroyers, just completely ricocheting off.
Yeah, and I will say this. This is me theorizing out of my ass for Star Wars, but if I want to theorize, I'll say when a Star Wars fighter or ship activates its hyperdrive, it goes in, fans sort of know this already, it goes into another dimension, and any ship directly in front of them
and burns fucking fuel.
But my point is, for any ship that is within there, the ship or fighter does not get rammed into at all, because by that point the ship or fighter is in another dimension of space, and basically it's no problem to the ship that's attacking them afterwards.
Yeah.
And The Last Jedi basically destroyed that, made it non-canon, and basically just made anything possible, which I do get. They're trying a new idea on that, but in all honesty, that should not work at all, judging by what's pre-established in the Star Wars canon. But this is Roundhead Ryan saying, screw it. I'll do whatever I want. Who cares about Star Wars lore and canon?
Well, I think their sales, their merch, and their park visits will spike for a little bit. And by that, I mean they're almost at the end of that spike, because I think the re-election of Trump bought them about 6 more months of Orange Man bad outrage and wearing your Disney shirt makes you a good person bullshit. That is already, again, about to end, but they had their day from that. I think we've all seen them overplaying their hand since the re-election, right? Or whatever you want to call it.
No, Disney, for one, has been getting their ass kicked for the last few months. Star Wars is completely dead and gone.
It seems like that.
We've all seen what Fantastic Four is doing.
Star Trek.
The Star Trek doesn't have anything to do with Disney.
No, but it's also dead as well.
Yeah. but they're killing Paramount, not Disney.
And I will say this,
And
that
good.
It was either after the Orange Man or after a certain person got revealed in Hollywood that Hollywood decided to do a total 180. And instead of making good movies, they're making SJW woman strong leads compensate for having a bad person in Hollywood that, how should I put this nicely? Lifting up the ladies' skirts in movies to give them gigs.
Are you talking about Fish Dick Harvey? Is that who you're talking about? Harvey Fish Dick?
Yeah, I think so. When exactly did that scandal erupt? Was it around the 2010s? And that's when, because of the reason I'm theorizing.
Yeah, it's quite a few years ago.
Yeah, well, my point
is, he was the first person implicated, but he was implicated before the scandal. So his being implicated and accused, but not arrested, not prosecuted, and like getting away a little too cleanly over and over, that starts around 2015. Am I right, Germ? Guys, you think that's about right?
A little before that.
Okay. And Seth MacFarlane's making like provocative comments on the Academy Awards about him by like 2016. So it's like it's out there. The Me Too sisterhood and all that insane shit is 2018, and I think 2019 is when they throw him in jail. Now, unfortunately, they tried him in New York, where we've been known to get incorrect outcomes, and it was a rape case, of course, and so we botched a couple. We botched a high-profile one with a well-known person. And so it turns out when they looked into this one, they hadn't followed proper procedure. He has to be tried again. There's no question that he'll probably be reconvicted. The thing that's a shame is all the victims have to testify again, but like more information is coming out. But remember, he's not Steinep. Steinep is a different guy. Weinstein and Steinep are different guys. Weinstein's not going to die in jail because he's his own problem and really nobody else's except maybe Ben Affleck, who survived it, but who knows? They might finally get him in the second round. Maybe it finally washes over him.
Yeah, but do you two sort of get my point what I was trying to get at, or do I have to sort of reinforce my point by repeating myself again for you guys to try and understand it a little bit better?
If we whiffed, that means we didn't get it.
I don't think his health is in a position to really make any of this matter. He's going to be gone in a year or two anyway.
Yeah, but what I was trying to say is that little scandal, along with a few other things, especially with a certain election, that made Hollywood snap, and now they did a complete 180 where they're doing overcompensating. Like, oh, they used to do semi-decent movies with some strong leading men. Now they're doing the complete 180 with strong women only and no story at all. Full on feminist agenda now, since those two things happened. I mean,
I don't think they're really as related as a lot of people think. They're going in the all woke direction anyway. It's just they're going woke, and then Weinstein happened, and it's just happened to concur with each other.
Mm.
And Mike said Star Trek is dead. They need a complete makeover. I would tend to agree. It's just
it's
let
so
that
dead.
grave sit.
It is so dead.
Let's let that grave sit until maybe 2030.
Sometimes dead is better, by the way. I would point that out.
Yeah. And hello, buddy. The London Jets.
Hi, buddy. It's nice to see you.
Win a game once they're out of Jersey.
I mean, he's got a good point, because the Jets, if you notice, the couple of times a year they wear their non-Jet jerseys, they'll usually win. when they wear their black alternate jersey, they're like, guys, you were all traded to the Steelers. Yeah, the news will be in the papers tomorrow. We didn't get the new helmets yet. Go out there, go Steelers. And then for that one game, like, the Jets play good.
Oh yeah, the Jets haven't looked that good. Looked good since Namath, and well, we all know what Namath had to do to get that.
They went to a conference championship under Sanchez and under twice under Rex. We'll put it that way.
Well, Jeremy, I gotta get going. I gotta run across town and stuff. Get a few things done. Ryder, thanks for having me on. Been a pleasure.
Yep. Gorilla, what you got coming up next?
We got the Twilight Zone Thursday. There, we're watching 4 episodes 9 through 12. There, then of season 1, we'll have the Walton's episode, The Firestorm. That's gonna be a joy to review. There.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get a lot of hiles.
Yeah.
Doomcock talked about the Waltons this week in his member video, so you get that going for you.
Oh, they're right there. I had a bit short ass I was gonna do, but then on our Sunday we'll be doing Back to the Future there, and just to drive some people up the wall, I'm gonna be heavily mentioning the grandfather paradox.
Yes. Fuck you, Mr. New Zealand.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Teague's gonna love that movie to death, ain't he?
All I can say is, can I please come and join you for the Firestorm so I can pay tribute to my Lord and Master?
You gotta watch the episode ahead of time.
I believe that I sort of lived the episode. Isn't that the one with Hilter?
It's the one where
Yes.
Walton or John Boy publishes excerpts from the book Mein Kampf.
Yeah. You know what I really liked about that was Clara and the people at the store. They started selling a lot of copies of it there by Walton's Mountain, and they were getting set up for a revival show called Walton Nation, where they were going to have their own kind of Duck Dynasty little fiefdom there. That subplot the last couple of seasons about how everyone in Walnut not Walnut Grove on Walton Mountain is reading Mein Kampf is a big one.
Yeah. Then next week's Cigar Lounge will be on Tuesday after Germ's kaiju film.
Monday.
Yeah, Monday after Germ's kaiju film.
But I'm gonna be honest right now. It's gonna be instead of the kaiju film because I have an appointment.
Oh, you do? Okay, I was just gonna set it after there. So, all right. But yeah, Monday will be Cigar Lounge, then nothing Tuesday. But thanks for having me on.
Yep, thanks for being there, Gorilla.
See you around, Gorilla.
They play a home game in London against Denver in October.
They play more games. I think they play 5 games in London. The Jets have the NFL Europe rights. They have the rights to the NFL in all of Europe. I really think there's a very strong chance they become like the Western Europe Jets or the Western Europe Monarchs or whatever. I hate to say this, but the greatest thing that could ever happen to me in my life as a football fan would be that the Jets leave town and change their name. I'd be free, Germ. I'd be free.
So that's a nice feeling because there's never any hope for the Jets. Nothing they can do will ever recover them. NFL hates the Jets. Well, that's true.
I've been to so many
because
Jet
the
games,
NFL
I've
is
seen
run
them
by
win
the
it.
New England Patriots still.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm glad that Bill Belichick found love. I'm very convinced that he and his new girlfriend are very much in love. She seems to be really just fawning over him. It reminds me kind of the way the attendant fawned over my grandmother at the old folks' home. which
Yeah,
thing am I happy with? The Star Trek thing,
the
the
Jets
Jet
going.
thing. If the Jets left town, because I've been a Jet fan all my life, and they're so bad, like, let's face it, like, this is our third 3-year rebuild in 9 years. It will be our fourth 3-year rebuild in 12 years. It'll be our fifth 3-year rebuild in 15 years. You see where I'm going with this. We never blow off the rebuild because it isn't working. We did every minute of the 3 years of the contract for the last guy, like with Robert Saleh. Okay, so we fired him in midseason. Big deal. So he got his money. His assistant coach did not get a raise and will not be getting a good head coaching job out of that. We did not have a capable head coach since Rex Ryan, and that is now about 6, 7, 10 years ago. I mean, it's a really long time. And he asked for his job back. The one guy with any experience on that list, and he was not even really taken seriously. The New York Jets are a sham because they did not. There was not one person on their list of probable coaches who had coached before in the NFL or in college. There was no head coach. They have not had a former head coach as their head coach in living memory. Rich Kotite might have been the last one.
Yeah. Let's see here.
It
Definitely
does look
can
that
look-
bad.
Yeah.
The sets look like
actually
shit.
worse.
The sets really do look like shit. It honestly looks like they dusted off the old Space 1999 props. I was looking for the analog clock, like, buried into the computer.
Not much of a Trekkie. Haven't paying attention to anything new coming out. Well, you
Yeah,
are
you know,
very
the-
lucky, Ricky.
That's everybody, Ricky. And I would have to say also Snappy Jacket. I have one of those. Here's the deal. We mostly do old Trek, but we really wanted to shine a light on the Strange New Worlds Flying Under the Radar as a good show. The thing is, in 3 episodes, they have managed to dispel the 30, 40 weeks they have spent trying to build up Strange New Worlds as this show that people just didn't see and flew under the radar and is actually good. While episodes 1 and 2 were horrible, episode 3 was just the series is all again in free fall, a free fall that began in season 1 around the middle of it and has never started. Went all clean through season 2, just free falling. And I mean, Tom Petty couldn't sing it better. I mean, they are free falling and as dead as Tom Petty. Not to be petty about it.
Yeah, but it just occurs to me we misnamed the show on Thursdays.
Sci-Fi CSI?
We could have called it The Hour of Hate. Basing it
Yeah,
off
the
of the
Red
2
Hour.
minutes of hate. Yeah.
If we called it the Hour of Hate, we would be there would be federal agents at our doors before the show was over.
Oh, no. It's not like they pulled down every reference to 1984.
Let's just say that, you know, the Baron von Timeshausen isn't the only one wanted by authorities in fucking New Zealand. I'm sure that what we say is very controversial over there, sirs.
Oh, yeah. And Mikey, that's a good place to stop.
Prophetic. I will say this. It had not been Star Trek for a while when they ended it. Enterprise is like, at this point, even if they track back strongly towards sci-fi, and they're doing more weird than, they are so much more into being weird and being time and dimensional shifting than they are into being sci-fi. Because sci-fi is a very specific, time travel is a very specific sci-fi niche. Every time travel episode of Enterprise is not sci-fi. It's very unsatisfying. We're getting a lot of cloak and dagger spy stories in Enterprise now. The stories themselves tend to be good. The episodes are still of a good quality. These writers are good. They're not really writing Star Trek. They're writing sort of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in space.
Yeah, that's one of the big complaints for this season.
Yeah, we have like a through line of the Zindi conspiracy. That's like your X-Files Smoking Man sort of storyline. We have monsters of the week here and there, and then like only once or twice do we stop and go to a planet when we're not supposed to stop and go to a planet. And the whole season it's just Star Blazers or Space Battleship Yamato. Mikey, I'm surprised to see you having such a strong opinion, but if you call me teabag again, I'm going to fucking time your ass out, you dick.
I think Buddy's right. Rather watch old Battlestar Galactica. As slow
Have
as
you
that
noticed
is
that
for
even
Saturday,
when I'm nice, have you noticed that
much
even when I'm
better.
nice to this fucking prick, he comes after me in comments? You know, you're just not really much of a man, Mikey, for doing that. That's not even a manly. That's not even a bold woman's move, okay? Fuck you for that.
Let's see. I'm not. You're way
Mikey
ahead of me.
Sue's whore. You fuck.
Okay, you two are gonna need to play a little nicer.
Dude,
Let's
the
see
guy's
here.
fucking
Ricky.
making passive aggressive comments out of nowhere. He was being treated very nicely. He's a fucking sociopath.
Yeah, but if I don't acknowledge it on screen, he didn't say it yet. So I'll just skip over any of the passive aggressive shit.
I think he might need a little timing out, but okay, it's your show.
That's the Star Wars. Cal Kestis games. It's
The Fallen Order.
I forget which
games
ones
of
those-
Star Wars.
I never played those. Did you play those, Stan?
No, anything new Star Wars, I lost interest a long time ago.
Yeah. I've heard good things about them, but I don't really play video games too much anymore, so I guess passed over those. So Buddy can't really comment about them. Sorry. Don't know anything about it except for I've seen the Cal Kestis referred to in memes and the commercials they did with him and Mark Hamill. Skipping that. The Roger bomb. Oh yeah, those little
What's
stupid
that?
droids. It's the
Oh.
kamikaze.
Roger. Yeah.
Yeah. They do their kamikaze runs.
Honestly, just put a couple of those in there, mess their AIs a little bit so that they're willing to do it, and just have them like hyperdrive into anything. Like they're capable enough for that. In fact, I'd say that's their only use.
And Disney does have a habit of ruining their own stuff. That's what you get when you have socialists on the board.
I forget what the analogy is, but if you have a wooden boat and you keep it like in service for many, many years, you have to keep replacing parts. And at some point, you're more than half replaced the boat. This boat is now 125% replaced. Everything that was there when they got it is gone. Plus, there's some new terrible features that no one wants. Just no one wants some of this stuff. Could you imagine how problematic? And use your imagination, watch the movie, and think about how problematic they would find Hook.
Yeah,
Well,
it's the whole Archimedes ship or ship of the
Or,
Argonauts.
yeah, whatever
thing.
it's called. Yeah, and the thing is that if you look at Disney, you could look at their products. Think of how much money they have to keep wasting this and inducing like one huge profit-losing movie after another, while they just burn off 100 years worth of profits. Those parks have been making money for like 50 and 60 years. One of them's like 70 years old. there's like 4 of them. Like they make money. I don't think anybody in France gives a shit about Pedro and his rainbow baton or whatever. Like they're just gonna go to Euro Disney and spend their money. Like they've got a gold mine. They're gonna keep their crazy like the money is in mocking Disney. Star Trek is over. We're gonna like stay on Paramount. And we're gonna do some Landman, and maybe there'll be new Star Trek, but you will have an audience to mock and attack Disney for another easily 20 years.
Yeah,
Very possible.
It took roughly, was it 70 or 80 years for Disney to build up their reputation? Now, within about 10 years, they basically destroyed all the goodwill they had, at least.
Oh yeah, goodwill doesn't exist for Disney.
The goodwill destruction actually starts even more recently. They managed to blow this all to pieces, in my opinion, starting with Falcon and the Winter Soldier or the very end of WandaVision. That's when like major shockwaves of this sucks goes through the like, oh my God, Captain Marvel's a feature, not a bug. My brain cells are losing profits with these Disney movies coming out. Oh, believe me, there is so much more of a movie to be made about how Thunderbolts got to be so boring and bad, or how Fantastic Four got to be so convoluted, than there is enjoyable movie to be made of that. Sure, would you enjoy an equal length movie about how Fantastic Four, just the reshoots, like an honest documentary about what a disaster it is? Or
I'd
again?
love to know how they fucked that all up.
And we can see how they fixed it. What they did was they used a talk show host to divide the movie into segments like an orange or a grapefruit.
From what I hear, that movie is being mixed to somewhat positive reviews. And now that the critics and fans are saying, you know what, that movie is okay to all right, their argument is better than the 2005 version. I say, I haven't seen it,
not.
So
it is better.
I can't give my opinion.
I'm sorry. That movie's better. The 2005 and 2000, is it 2003 and 2006? Okay, those movies are better. Those movies are just better. They're not the greatest movies, but they are much better Fantastic Four movies. They have a much better Ben Grimm. They have a much better Johnny Storm. They have a much better Reed Richards. I was crying to have Ian Gruford back. If we could have just swapped out Ian Gruford, you could have saved this. Pedro, the reason why it seems like people like the movie is because you have to stop and make mention that Pedro doesn't tank it, and he's not that bad. After that, moving on, it could have been anyone else playing this role. Like, honestly, Chris Pratt has the lovable dimwit thing locked up, so he couldn't have done it. But like, if we had made, like, Ryan Reynolds is a good enough actor that he could have been, Reed Richards. Like, anybody could have done this role, and anybody would have been better than Pedro. Pedro, he doesn't look it. He doesn't come. Like, he does have a little bit of the gravitas in his delivery, but the dialogue's not there to support him. And this isn't Reed's movie. Reed is he's a schlub in this fucking movie.
No, it's Sue's movie. The fact that spoiler alert, Sue beats Galactus on her own, essentially.
That's not true. It's double girl power. Sue starts to beat Galactus. Galactus gets... Here's the deal, guys. We have a plan to save the world from Galactus. All right, spoiler alert. The plan is the plan from fucking Blazing Saddles. We're going to move the town to another town, and then they won't know where we are, and we'll be okay. They'll go after the old town. We're going to beam the Earth, literally beam it with like a bunch of transporters. Yeah, Ricky, I hope that you didn't have if the initial stroke was true, I wish you the best of luck, and I hope that you're doing well. But yeah, that movie was just brain destroying. The thing is, plan A is we're going to beam the whole planet to another solar system, which is set up by beaming an egg 10 feet earlier in the movie. And then when we do plan A, we spend so little time on plan A. Germ, is it 3 minutes from the rollout to the failure of the bridge? The bridge to another solar system? About 5 minutes? We get a good... Tops?
Yeah, good to go.
Montage.
5 to 7 minute montage, and then the Silver Surfer comes in and Literally blows it up.
It all blows apart. Yeah, the thing is, they spent the part of that 5-minute montage is the minute and a half of it blowing up. We roll it out and build it in 3 minutes and say it's ready to go. Then the surfer shows up. That's the 5 minutes. I mean, this thing, the development montage and building of it is 5 minutes. It's 5 minutes. I'm sorry, it's 3 minutes. You got to go to the interactions with the surfer and what happens afterwards to have that thing make it to 5 minutes. It's 3. From, okay, that thing with the egg, we're going to upscale it to beam the entire world away. Now, first of all, I would just like to point out they have only made it to the point where Star Trek is on TV in their world, and they have Star Trek tech all over the place. In their goddamn vacuum tube Fallout world, it made very little sense, their world. Did it look cool? Yes.
Yeah, it looks aesthetically like it should. That is the world that they lived in the 1960s comic book.
It was fine as far as that goes, but there was nothing more to it. The talk show host's role was expanded or added like late when they realized the movie wasn't cohesive enough. If that movie had been any longer or had anything more than we meet him, he wants too much, we must beat him, the movie fails. By the way, after Plan A fails, guys, it's double girl power. Sue Storm throws Galactus into this. They have one Stargate left, okay? So this is the master plan, all right? This is the genius plan. The smartest man in the world comes up with, we'll take our baby that we've put the whole world in jeopardy to keep safe, and we'll put that baby in the most jeopardy it could be in. Like, I realize that if you lose everything, so it doesn't matter. You can make that argument, but it's like, it's counterintuitive to why they wouldn't have tried something like this earlier or whatever, their last gambit. It's just, it's counterintuitive. So while this weird CGI baby's squirming around, like she shoves Galactus into the last remaining Stargate. It's in Times Square, right? So like, oh, well, good thing that worked. Boo! Friday the 13th jump scare. Like, he jumps halfway back out of the Stargate. Now, this shouldn't be a problem because he's not getting through and it's going to turn off and cut him in half. But more on Johnny Storm flames on, and he flies down, and a noble sacrifice is in the works when the Silver Surfer banks him out of the way, and she knocks Galactus back needlessly back into the Stargate, because he would have been cut in half from the waist when she knocks him back in. And they both get sealed in deep space somewhere.
Yeah. They could have actually saved that. It would have looked a lot better, too, if it starts to close and Galactus is physically ripping it open. They could have done that very easily.
Or if it wasn't so obvious that just letting the Stargate close would have cut him in half and he would have died.
Yeah. Let it try and close, and he is physically forcing it apart, preventing it from closing.
How about this? Tease a little jeopardy to Galactus too. Yeah, like let the Stargate start fucking him up and like almost cut him in half.
Yeah, no, just not even that. Let him. He's forcing it open, but slowly. Just it looks kind of stupid with him trying to fumble his way out as is.
It's dumb because a minute goes by too.
Yeah,
like we take that beat. Everyone
that entire time. If he's just trying to force it open the entire time while they're panicking, that saves that for the most part. And Johnny's whole thing he's going in there just as Galactus is trying to get the last bit open. Here comes Johnny, and then Silver Surfer banks in and takes his glory.
And by the way, when they say they don't know where they're going to beam them, and they say he's going to end up in deep space somewhere very far away, and they're vague about it, isn't the Stargate calibrated to another solar system to beam the Earth there? Would that not be where he goes? And yeah, like you said, it looks like he gets thrown into a Stargate toilet and like is just like momentum carries him just so far. On our side of the Stargate, he's gone. And I was like, whew, man, I'm glad that worked. And they're just about to do the high five, and all of a sudden it's like, oh no! Oof. It's like, think The Ring with this one. That's how he's coming out of the Stargate too. He's having a hard time coming back out of that Stargate. It seems like pressure should be sucking everything into the Stargate.
Yeah, this Stargate didn't have any type of gravity or anything for some reason. They didn't really
Except
explain
on
that.
Galactus. It was pulling on Galactus.
No, not even that. He was
There was resistance
Right
to him
next-
trying to get out.
there was right
You know what
next.
I
No,
mean?
he was right next. He is right next to it the entire time with Sue trying to push him in.
Oh, yeah.
And
Only after he's
the
thrown
only
into
thing that
it.
put him in, and there's no type of suction, no type of anything the entire
The
time. and
surfer
he
knocks him in.
he just pops his head right out like it's the kitchen window.
Yeah, it looks like when the surfer's momentum wore off, he doubled back to the exit of the Stargate. But it's for whatever reason, he's having a real hard time getting back out of the Stargate. And once he's inside of it, just the parts of him that are still inside of it, it's keyed to that to keep pulling on that. Like he's got his arms out and he's trying to pull himself out of there. It looks like it's going to work, but it's going to take more than the half a second he's got left. So why not one but two people decide like, oh my God, the Stargate's going to snap shut in 2 seconds and he'll be through in about 4 minutes. Why both two people were convinced they needed to self-sacrifice for that is beyond me. It's just beyond me. It was the stupidest thing. That movie sucked. Superman was slightly better.
Superman was quite a bit better.
Superman was quite a bit more watchable.
15 to 20 points better than Fantastic.
It was a half an hour better because it was shorter.
That also helps. Time to go. Dan, you have a stream coming up at 6:30, right? Or did you schedule that for 7?
Say
Dan.
that again? What? Oh, I thought you were talking. I thought you were talking to Dan. I was like, huh?
Yeah, since Dan should have his stream coming up here at 6:30, we should wrap up right now because I have a couple things to do before that. Teague, what you got coming up?
I'll be on tomorrow, Thursday night at 11 p.m. with the last ever Strange New Worlds first tease of Landman.
Sounds good. Dan, you want to shout out your live stream coming up? Okay, since Dan isn't here right now, apparently.
Sorry.
In less than...
I'm
Oh,
back.
there you are.
Sorry. So, all right. Well, if it's my turn to give my promotion, if you will allow me for a few minutes, I guess you're wrapping it up.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, go for it, Dan.
You were.
Yeah.
All right. Sci-fi. So Dan, you should cover different sci. I'm sci-fi. So Dan usually cover different sci-fi TV shows or movies. I do my sci-fi watch parties on Wednesdays. Now, if the time does hold, about 6:30 if Germ is up for it. And I do my live streams usually on Saturdays between 2 and 4 p.m. Pacific time. And I do cross streams with my fellow co-hosts and community members like Resolute Germ and Gorilla Sense for Thoughts if they allow it. We usually do that. And I do my live streams on Saturdays usually between 2 and 4 p.m. Pacific time. But I am taking a little vacation break from that. And I do have a secondary channel called Old War Sorcerer Dam. On that one, I cover Japanese anime or cartoons in general. Right now, we're doing the slime animation, which is finished up season 1. Now we're going into season 2. I do the watch parties on that channel on Fridays, 8 p.m. Pacific time. And it's an adult anime theme, not Rule 34. You have to be at least 18 to check that. And beyond that, I'll turn it over to Germ to give his own little promotion that he did already, and I'll let him to wrap it up real fast.
Okay. No stream next week. Unfortunately, I have a few appointments that are going to get in the way, but after that, the week after that, starting in the second week of August, we'll be back on Monday with Godzilla versus the Smog Monster. Teague, you're going to really like this. We're entering the groovy 70s.
Groovy. We got some groovy leather jackets and some groovy chicks.
Definitely. And we'll be back that week with another roundtable. I'd like to thank everyone for being on the panel, everyone in the chat, and thanks for even new people. Ricky, I'd never seen you here before, or it's been a long time. Even Mikey, even though he crossed the line a couple of times,
Yeah, you
Captain
gotta
Fandom
knock it
Nerd.
off with that.
And Buddy Hepburn. Thanks, everybody. I think that's everybody. We'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.